Hi guys, Adam McKenzie here and welcome to our Strong and Sexy studio. And today, one of the topics that I want to talk about is one of the main reasons why a lot of people struggle to change. It's also one of the main reasons why a lot of women and a lot of people don't end up with the results that they want. No matter how hard they think they're trying, or no matter how hard they, seem or perceive to try, they don't actually end up with the results that they want. And I'm going to break that down for you today, and I'm going to show you that there is a systematic way to go about creating change and to end up with the results that you want. And I'm also going to give you a bit of homework for the month, and what I want you to do with the challenge I'm setting you for the month, it's a personal challenge. So it's just for you. I'm going to break it down more near the end of this video, but it's something that I really want you to do for you, not for anybody else, not for any other reason than it's something that you need to do for yourself to become a better version of you and to end up with better results. So let's have a look at how to break down why we don't change, how to create change, and also why we struggle to get results, but how we can go about making sure that we get the result that we want every single time. And if you can have a look at my beautiful writing here again, what I want you to have a look at is each one of these areas, all right, is going to affect how you change and the results that you get. And what I want to do is just touch base on each one and let you see that if you approach each one of these a certain way, nothing's going to stop you from achieving any change and any result that you go after. And the biggest thing with this is that what I'm trying to show you here is that if you want to end up with a different result, you need to have a look at your attitude and your mindset. You need to have a look at your behaviors and the actions that you take on a daily basis. And then you need to have a look at your beliefs that are attached to all of that. And it works the other way around too, that if you have a look at what your current beliefs are, that then relate to the behavior and the actions that you take on a daily basis, which then relate to your attitude and your mindset, to how you feel about what you're doing on a daily basis, which then affect the results that you get or either don't get. So this is why I love the chart, because it can be read either way. You want a different result, you got to have a look at these things. You've got to start at the beginning and break down each one of these to end up with the result that you want. So let's start with beliefs. And as human beings, and especially as women, it's really important to have a look at where your beliefs come from, what your beliefs are, and get a bit of clarity on, what your beliefs are and how they're affecting you. So let's just take a nice basic example here is, say I don't believe I can lose weight. All right, and a typical one for most of us, and 9 out of 10 women at some point in their life feel like they struggle to lose weight. And if that's your belief, I can't lose weight, I always struggle with my weight, I always put on weight, I can't eat whatever I want without getting fat, whatever beliefs are associated with the whole weight loss thing, all right, is going to affect your behavior and your actions. So somebody who's feeling like they can't lose weight, what do you think some of the behaviors and actions are that they do on a daily or a weekly basis? Things like emotional eating, things like binge eating, things like drinking on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because it's the weekend and that's what I do. Really, if you have a look at those behaviors, they all come back to this belief that I can't lose weight. So you just told your body and your subconscious that, hang on, I can't lose weight. So behaviorally, you're going to do things to make sure that you don't lose weight because you just told yourself that you can't. And for some of you that might sound wishy-washy, but I promise you that if you take a good look at this and you realize what actions and behaviors stem from your beliefs, you're going to be able to make some incredible changes, which is what I'm going to come back to in a minute. Once you have had a look, so I go out and I drink on the weekend, or I overate, or I emotionally ate, I add it up. how many chocolate bars I actually did eat for the week when I just sneak in one at lunchtime. Suddenly I've had 7, 8, 10 chocolate bars for the week because I have a few bonuses on the weekend. Whatever it might be, how do you think your attitude and your mindset are after you've had a weekend, a week, a binge session, an emotional eating session? How do you think you're feeling? Do you feel positive? Is your attitude, yep, I'm on track, I'm feeling great about what I'm doing for my body, I'm really happy with myself. Mindset is, I can achieve anything I want, I can lose weight. I'm being a little bit sarcastic here, but I want to make the point that from the behavior and the actions you took, then affected your attitude and your mindset, how you carried yourself through the day, the sort of things that you said to yourself, how other people perceive you as well in terms of your attitude and how you go about your tasks on a daily basis, how you look after yourself as well, And often I find that it's your attitude towards exercise as well that sits in here. Is that if you haven't done what you know you should have done because you don't believe you can do it or deserve it or whatever it might be, exercise is too hard. I don't feel like training today. I'm not going to go. I'm going to rest today. I'll start again on Monday. It all stems and all sits here, and your mindset is not one of a strong and sexy woman, which is what we want for all of you. What do you think your results are? So based on I can't lose weight, I never lose weight, some of the actions that we just talked about, how you're feeling about yourself, your training, what you do on a day-to-day basis, what do you think those results are going to reflect, and what type of results do you think you're going to have? And I'm sorry to say it, but you're going to end up with exactly the results that you deserve. And if deserve sounds harsh, all I want you to realize is you've told your body one thing and your mind, you've acted a certain way, which is then reflected in your attitude and your mindset, which then reflects on the results that you ended up with. And until you realize that, until you take responsibility for that and go, wow, this is why I always fall off the wagon. This is why I don't commit to exercise programs. This is why I often fall short of what I wanted to achieve, or fall short of that end goal that seems so close. And it probably was so close. You just didn't quite tweak this. All right, now let's flip this. Let's put it on a positive note. You're a strong and sexy woman. You've committed to this program. You know that we're here to help you, and you have a systemized plan. Your belief now is that if I follow the strong and sexy program, if I do what they tell me, I commit to it, I bring my A game, I use the ranking system, which is one of the videos, if you haven't watched yet, have a look at where you rank yourself on a daily basis. That's your new belief. I believe I can do it. And all I want to say to you right now is I believe you can do it. My team believes you can do it, and we're here to help you do that. And I really, really mean that from the bottom of my heart. So if you don't believe in yourself yet, we do. And we're going to make sure that in time you do as well. But if you trust the process and you believe that you can do it, and you've got the support and the tools now, we're going to change things up. Your behavior and your actions are now, I believe I can do it. I'm following a strong and sexy program. My behavior, I'm doing my daily tasks. I'm ticking off my accountability points. I'm filling in my journal maybe. I'm sticking to my food plan. I know what exercise I've done for the week. I've prepared my meals. I've got my grocery list. I'm going to the gym, or I'm doing my home program, or I'm meeting up with my girlfriend to do our outdoor intervals, or whatever it might be. Those are your new behaviors and actions. Regardless of how you feel about yourself right now, regardless of what your own personal beliefs are about yourself, your body, your self-worth, your self-confidence, forget all of that right now. If you choose to make those actions and you tick those things off on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, suddenly you got through the first program, second program, third program. What do you think your attitude and your mindset is going to be? So regardless, like I said, of the emotional part at this point, how do you feel knowing that you did those things? Some of you might not even be conscious about how much you actually just achieved, because you might be a little bit more organized, a bit more analytical. So it's just a matter of ticking a few things off, and before you know it, there's your week gone. Great, but all I want to say is make sure you stop and realize what you have achieved, because That's what's going to set your attitude and your mindset. Do you think you're going to have a negative attitude or mindset if you did these things that we're providing you with and the things that you've told yourself you're committing to on a daily basis? How do you think you're going to feel? You're going to be pretty positive. You're going to be pretty pumped up. You're going to be somebody who has an attitude of a champion, an attitude of a strong and sexy woman that is going to take on any challenge regardless of how you feel about your moment and regardless of what some of your personal beliefs might be. You've chosen to believe in our program or believe in yourself and your ability to commit to this program and commit to getting the results that you want. You put the behavior and the actions in place, your attitude and your mindset's going to change. What do you think the results are going to be at the end of all of this? And how do you think they're going to differ from what we talked about before? And this was just a nice, simple example, but what I want you to realize is that if you want results and you want to end up with everything that you want, and in the last video I put out when we were just launching Strong and Sexy, one of the things I said in that is that if you don't change your beliefs, you'll never get the results. And that I would teach you what the difference is between somebody who gets good results and somebody who gets amazing results. And this is the reason, 100%, why people get amazing results. Why you see them over here, why they seem to achieve more than anybody else. It's because all of these things changed. All right? Often, if you have a look at a result, you might get results for the first 4 weeks because you did a few different behaviors and actions. But did you spend any time on your beliefs? And if you didn't, guess what's going to happen? Over time, yeah, you've done some of them, but some of the other things you're not doing. You know how you commit to doing a program and you can see there's 10 things on the program that you need to do on a daily basis, but you only ever tick off about 6 or 7. Now realistically, it is always hard to tick off 10, but let's just say you never tick off 10. You always stay 6 or 7. All right, I explained this in the ranking video as well, but you're choosing to do less. All right, what do you think will happen to your beliefs over time? Do you believe you can tick off all 10, or do you believe that 10 is too much? That 10, you don't have time for 10, 10's unachievable, you don't really care if you tick off 10 anymore, okay? What you've got to realize is because of your behavior, and 6 out of 10 compared to what you used to do might be amazing. So the results you get in the beginning are great, all right? Your attitude and your mindset is positive. If cracks start to fall in here and you start to do less, to choose to do less, I'm gonna skip today because I smashed it yesterday. I'm not gonna really bother about my food this week. I don't need to track it anymore. I know what I'm doing now. I'll just do the same thing I did last week. Whatever it might be, just be aware that they become your habits. They become your actions and your behaviors. If they start to have cracks, like I said, start to change a little bit, start to leave doubts in your mind, what do you think is going to happen to your results? Do you think they're going to keep being awesome, or do you think you might plateau out? You might struggle to get results still. You might get that first 4 or 5 week adrenaline rush out of the way where you've committed to everything, you've gone gung-ho, then what? Do you slip back into old habits, old patterns? And do you end up with the same beliefs, which we talked about before, which was what? I can't do it. I never lose weight. I always lose weight, but I put it back on. I always struggle to stick with it. I can't ever commit to an exercise program. It's too hard. They expected me to do too much. I can't do it anymore. I don't like it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done. Okay? And I don't want this to sound harsh, but the amount of times that I've seen that and watched that process and listened to that conversation is the whole reason why I've spent so much time breaking down this process and realizing as humans that if we do this either from the bottom up or the top down, you're going to be able, like I said in the beginning of this video, to achieve anything that you want and to make any change that you want. So, that being said, all I want you to do is be aware of your beliefs. Think about your behavior and your actions on a conscious daily basis, all right? Your attitude and your mindset, all right? Even if you just spent a bit of time working on your mindset and your attitude, so regardless of how you felt about yourself, your behaviors were better, your attitude and your mindset's better, you're still gonna get some great results. You really are. But long term, until we deal with your beliefs, you're never gonna get the results that you want. And I'm talking about the real results that you want. That amazing body, the amazing shape and tone and everything that you want, you need to be able to tick off each one of these, okay? So, that in mind, take a big deep breath. What I want you to do this month is I want you to take on a personal challenge for me, okay? Gonna keep it nice and simple. All I want you to do is write down 10 beliefs that you have about yourself, okay? Now, most of these I want to be, I don't like the word negative, but maybe let's say not positive, okay? Whatever beliefs you have about yourself which you think are holding you back is probably the best way to explain it. And what I want you to do, I want you to put them on a big piece of paper. And if you've got an A4 piece of paper, turn it side on, because you're gonna put your answers here, or get a brand new piece of paper and we'll put your answers on another piece of paper. But list all your 10, okay? And if some of them are hard to face, if some of them are hard to think of, talk to your friends or your family members, see if they see any patterns or self-belief things or issues that they see that get in your way and stop you from achieving what you want. All right, write down these 10, okay? And what I want you to do, spend time straight away, as soon as you've written down the 10, going over to the right-hand side, okay? And writing down for me, all right? And you're gonna need 2 columns, all right? So on the right-hand side, you're gonna need a column for behavior and actions. You're gonna need a column for attitude and mindset, okay? So you've got your 10 here. On the right-hand side, you've got another column, all right, for behavior and actions. And then next to that, you've got attitude and mindset. What I want you to do, regardless of what your belief is, on the left-hand side, I want you to write what a positive behavior and action can be to counter that belief. So regardless of the emotion attached to it, what can you do to counter it from a behavioral and an action point of view? Then what's your attitude and your mindset going to be based on that behavior and that action, okay? All I want you to do is have a look at that. And then next to that, so we do have a third column, I want you to change what that belief is, okay? So you started with what the belief is. Like I said, maybe it's just something that's holding you back. It's not necessarily negative, but it's not helping you. You're gonna change for me what the behavior and actions are to turn it around, what your attitude and your mindset is based on your new behavior and your actions, and then next to that, what's your new belief, okay? And if you can do that with all 10, all right, what I want you to then do is rip up that piece of paper and get rid of the old ones on the left. You don't need them anymore, okay? What you're gonna do is we're only going to concentrate on these 3. So your column's going to be going the other way around this time, which is fine. That's what we need to do. We need to create the attitude and the mindset to do the behavior and the action tasks that we need to create a new belief. And if you do that, these will take care of themselves. I promise you they will. And they will be epic. They will be better than you ever imagined, and they're going to stay with you forever, because you spent time doing this. You didn't just stay focused on this. You spent time on this. You created new beliefs about yourself. You created a new attitude and a mindset. You created new action steps and behaviors to end up with the beliefs that are going to help you, that are going to move you forward to everything that you ever wanted, and to be the best version of yourself that you could ever imagine. So again, do the exercise. 10 things. Behavior, actions, attitude, mindset, what's the new belief? Once you've got that, like I said, if you want to use separate pieces of paper here, go for it. Just make sure the final 3 are all on one piece of paper, okay? Once you've done that, rip it up or get rid of the other piece of paper. And I mean get rid of it, burn it, throw it in the bin, rip it up. You don't need it anymore. You don't need to carry around those beliefs anymore. They're done. Okay, they're the old version of you. They're your old beliefs. Stop carrying them around. If they're not helping you, let them go. All right, and let's start focusing on creating these new beliefs that are going to help you and that are going to make you great and a strong and sexy woman, which is exactly what we want for you. So, as always, be great, be happy, and go into every day full of passion and determination to get the very best out of yourself and life.